Hi, I hope you are having fantastic holidays. Today I'd like to share with you how I decorate my bullet journal. If you are not familiar with bullet journal system, I'll put a link down below in the description. My journal will be a little bit different because I'm also going to need weekly spreads to plan my blog posts, just like in a normal weekly planner. So today I'll show you the front page and the first spread of the year. Here is the notebook that I'm using. It's vintage style and has nice, very sturdy faux leather cover. It also has ring binding and pages made of thick craft paper without any grid on them. All that is important for me, and I'll show you later why. My previous bullet journal was exactly the same design, just different color, and that makes it very convenient to store those journals on the shelf when they are finished. I have temporarily detached the front page to decorate it. I have already attached a strip of this shiny washi tape at the bottom of the page. This one has buildings on it, and at the top of the page I'm going to place another washi tape with the moon and the stars. I'm just sticking it down and trimming everything that hangs off the page. Now I'm going to do some stamping, so I'm placing my page inside the platform, and I have chosen this background stamp by Holtz. I'm going to use black ink by Hero Arts for stamping. So I'm inking up the stamp really well, then I'm closing the door of the platform and the ink will be transferred to the page. I'm going to repeat this process 2 more times, and this time I have switched to the black archival ink by Ranger. If you are interested in the tools and supplies that I'm using, I have them listed on my blog. You can find the link to the blog post in the description. The supply list also contains all the pictures and the links to online stores. Because I did multiple stamping, some of the ink shows at the wrong side. It's not a problem, I'm just going to stick another blank page at the back of this one. I'm not going to do it for every page of my bullet journal, just for the front page. That will make it much sturdier. The adhesive I'm using is a double-sided tape by Scotch. I am attaching a strip of the same washi tape at the wrong side of the page. This time I'm doing it vertically. I will need it for my next layout. Because I have covered the holes with the washi tape, I'm going to punch them all back. The tool I am using is called Crocodile Big Bite. I would like to spell Happy New 2018, and I'm going to use this alphabet and number die set by Spellbinders, as well as the word happy from the Happy Birthday sentiment die. I'm going to die cut all the letters and numbers out of gold mirror cardstock, so I'm placing all the dies on top of it and taping them down with the washi tape to prevent them from sliding off. Now I'm sending all the dies through the die cutting machine. The one I'm using is Platinum by Spellbinders. Then I'm going to build up an embossing sandwich and send the dies through the machine again, because I will really need those dimensional details. Next I'm going to release all the die cuts from the dies, and now they are ready to be attached to my project. All the die cuts have pretty etched detail. Next I'm placing a piece of vellum right at the top of my page, and I'm arranging all the letters and numbers on top of it. I'm using a liquid glue to stick down all the die cuts one by one. And once all the die cuts are stuck down, I'm using a large acrylic block to hold them down until the glue dries completely. Here is what the project looks like for now. I'm going to do a super fun and very simple technique. I'm simply going to tear off the top and bottom of this vellum page and only leave the letter strip. Next, I'm applying some dots of liquid glue. This time it's matte medium by Ranger behind the letters because I don't want the glue to show through the vellum. I'm also applying just a few teeny tiny dots along the edges of the vellum strip. And now I can stick it down right onto my page. I have die cut 3 small stars with this border die by Memory Box, and I'm going to attach them right onto my page. As a finishing touch, I'm also going to add some golden star shiny sequins. I'm placing them randomly all over the page. The pickup tool I'm using is called Crystal Katana. It's very convenient for small pieces like those. You can see that some of the holes are now covered up with the vellum, so I have to punch them all back. Now when my page is ready, I can open up the rings, place it back and close them again. I really like this binding. Now I'm moving on to the first weekly spread next year. You can see I have a washi tape already attached, and now I'm going to do some stamping. I'll be stamping a phrase to infinity and beyond with the black ink. Another phrase I'm going to stamp is love you always. The stamps I'm using are by different producers. I'm just mixing and matching the supplies that I already have in my stash. The idea here is to draw 7 frames for each day of the week. I'm using a calligraphy brush pen by Pentel to draw those frames. They are going to be very free shape because I'm not measuring anything. This ink is not bleeding through the paper, but remember that those pages are a bit thicker than the regular printer paper. Next, I'll be using the black permanent pen to handwrite the word January. The lettering is very simple. It's the same one I did at high school, actually. Then I'm writing the date, Monday, the 1st of January. And this date will not have a frame because I'm not planning anything for this day except relaxing and having fun. Then I'm drawing 2 more frames with the same brush pen. Before I draw the last frame, I'm going to attach those 2 white star stickers, and I'm going to trace them with a brush. When the stars are traced, I will be finishing off the whole frame. The next step is tracing the letters and numbers with a brush and then painting in the background around them. I'm going to repeat the same process with the word January. This will really help the letters to stand out. At this point, I have decided to add a star sticker to each letter A. Now with the black permanent pen, I am writing the date and the name of the day inside each of the frames. Now I'm going to color in all of the frames using T-dye distress marker. All distress markers are water-based and they don't bleed through the pages. I would really recommend this product for bullet journaling. I would like to make my letters more detailed, so I'm adding some pen strokes for shading. Then I'm going to deepen the shadows and create more dimension with distress markers. The colors I'm using is brushed corduroy and antique linen. I'm also going around the stars with a marker. This will bring them more to the foreground. The next stamp I'm going to use is a bunch of tiny dots. I'm applying black ink onto it and stamping it repeatedly around the frames to fill in all the space between them. Again, as a finishing touch, I'm going to add some golden star sequins, the same ones I used for the front page. Those sequins are flat and they are not going to add a lot of bulk to my journal. That finishes my project for today. The color palette I used is very limited, but I really like that sparkle and shine created by the sequins and by the foiled details of washi tape. I really hope that you are not exhausted by now and that you liked the tutorial. So please let me know in the comments below if you would like to see more bullet journal videos from me. Here are some close-ups of the finished project. I wish you all happy and fantastic New Year 2018, filled with creativity and joy. Thanks for watching this video. If you would like to see more paper crafting tutorials, please visit my YouTube channel. And if you have any questions, please ask them in the comments below. Bye!